Hey, Who Dat Nation, halftime score, the New Orleans Saints 10, the New York Jets 6. Brendan Boylan here with my partner in crime, Bob Rose. And Bob, it's a little different. Saints fans not used to having a lead at halftime, or even more so, not used to scoring points in the first quarter. Now we've seen some limitations with Taysom Hill, certainly offensively, but what have been your takeaways from the first half of action?
Yeah, limitations to say the least. When Taysom holds the ball, uh, yeah, he's had all kinds of problems, with accuracy. As you just put up the graphic, he is 6 for 9 for 59 yards, but of those six completions, the majority have come on rollouts. With a trailer off the line of scrimmage, whether that's Nick Vanette from the tight end or one of the running backs. That's probably going to be the only way New Orleans is going to be successful through the air in the second half. We saw Taysom, single-handedly short-circuit a drive when he lost grip of the football and caused a 21-yard loss. Due to a fumble. New Orleans, as you and I said it in the pregame, Brendan, New Orleans is going to win or lose this game offensively by their success or lack thereof on the ground. And so far, knock on wood, they've done okay doing that. Lean on Alvin Kamara; he's your unit's best player. And he looks pretty healthy. Alvin has 94, 96 total yards, 84 of which on the ground, and he looks healthy. So you have to lean on him. You've got no choice.
Well, I think it's safe to say Alvin Kamara has been deeply missed in the New Orleans Saints offense. The broadcast even saying he was on a pitch count. I think that's kind of been thrown out the window at this point, Bob. I mean, Kamara is getting majority of the touches, and he's doing well with those touches as well. We figured we'd see a little bit more of Tony Jones, but Sean Payton leaning on Alvin Kamara, who set another NFL record in the first half, passing Roger Craig for most receptions through your first 5 years in the league. And this is an off topic thing, but how is Roger Craig not in the Hall of Fame? We could have a whole conversation about that. I'm sure you and I could go on for hours about that. But Alvin Kamara, big part of the Saints offense in the first half, 84 total yards. You see it on your screen. We talked about Taysom Hill and his limitations, but let's talk about the defense a little bit. This is a defense that I said needed a bounce back type of game. And yeah, they allowed some things there at the end of the first half and let the Jets put a drive together. The Jets kind of shot themselves in the foot towards the end of that half as well. But the New Orleans defense stepping up and playing decently well.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I think the game plan coming in, it was that the Saints needed to essentially eliminate the Jets running attack altogether, a New York running attack that isn't that good at all, and just put the 100% onus on the shoulders of rookie quarterback Zach Wilson. And the Saints have done exactly that. They've had nice coverage downfield. You would certainly like to see them get a little bit a lot more pressure on Wilson because he clearly gets rattled when he's under pressure, even if it's just late, with a late blitzer or someone coming at him on one of his rollouts. You can see that he gets visibly rattled and way off target. But other than that, the Saints have controlled this game really on the back end, with their linebacking core and secondary unit. They just aren't given any lanes for Wilson. They are tackling well. When the quarterback does complete a pass, mainly to Berrios or Ty Johnson, they have to continue this. I think they forced 4 3-and-outs by the Jets offense, which, like New York's defense, is not very good at all. This is a Jets team that you cannot let get on a roll because you frankly aren't very good. If you're New Orleans, you aren't very good to get in a shootout or to hold off a late charge offensively. So we knew coming in that the Saints were going to win or lose this game completely on the defensive side. So far, they hold a slight edge. If New Orleans keeps playing the way that they are, like I said, I need to see more pressure on Zach Wilson. But other than that, the Saints are doing what they need to do.
Yeah, and looking at the time of possession stats, Saints 18 minutes, 34 seconds with the football to the Jets, just 11 minutes and 26 seconds. And Bobby, you brought up a great point. I mean, 4 3-and-outs. The first 3 drives of the day for the Jets were 3-and-outs. Some of that in large part to some key drops, but
Yeah.
New Orleans' defense certainly swarming to the football. And Zach Wilson's had a ton of errant throws, maybe one or two where if Marcus Williams had just an extra step towards the football, it's an easy interception, especially for a guy of his caliber. But the New Orleans Saints doing what they need to defensively. Going into the third quarter, the fourth quarter, maybe looking a little bit farther ahead, Bob. We mentioned Taysom Hill, his struggles to grip the football, and just kind of being limited at the quarterback position. If the Saints continue to see that in the second half, do you think there's going to be some real controversy going into next week, whether Hill or Simeon should start?
I think it's possible that there could be, but if Taysom Hill or Trevor Simeon is in the game, regardless, that this Saints offense goes through Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram when he comes back. And Taysom is still a threat running the ball, even with that splint on his hand. So I do think that the guy going forward is Taysom Hill. If New Orleans manages to lose this game, at that point, I think you plug Simeon back in the game, moving forward, because Taysom would only do further damage, perhaps career-altering damage to that injured right hand and broken middle finger. But I don't want to look that far ahead yet. The Saints have a second half to win, and right now Taysom Hill should be the guy coming out in the second half.
Our colleague Kyle T. Mosley tweeted during the game, the Saints should take the Patriots approach, referring to the 3 attempts Mac Jones had the other day. You could certainly see the Saints go towards run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. And they're a little shorthanded at the running back position, as is today. They do get the ball to start the second half, Bob. This is still a team that is struggling offensively. What do they need to do to get the ball into the end zone? What kind of formula would you like to see the Saints implement in their opening drive of the second half?
Well, if I'm Sean Payton, I come out when I got the second half kickoff, I come out and continue with the body blows to the Jets defense. Continue with Kamara or Tony Jones, off guard. They seem to be having most of their success off of the left side, behind Calvin Throckmorton at left guard, or even someone like Kamara able to bounce it outside where Teron Armstead is run blocking extremely well. When you do go to the air, do a lot of RPO options with Taysom. Get him outside of the pocket, with 1 or 2 quick reads. Have a trailer off of the line of scrimmage like they had success with Bennett, or maybe Traquan Smith coming out of the slot. If those 2 aren't there, then Taysom, you either throw the ball away, or you more accurate or more efficiently, you tuck it under and run. Lower your head and push forward for 3 or 4 yards.
Well, Bob, I think that's all the time we're going to have for our halftime report. How do people follow you on the World Wide Web?
Folks, you can follow me over on Facebook, Bob Rose, obviously on Twitter as well, at BobbyR2613. And make sure you follow the Saints News Network at Saints News on Twitter, or go to the SI.com team page where we do all the New Orleans Saints coverage for the Sports Illustrated team website.
And for myself, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at BT Boylan, as Bob said. Follow us over at the Saints News Network. We'll have plenty of post-game reaction over there. Just a quick reminder today, we're brought to you by Navigate Hope. Their mission is to provide mental health education and resources to schools, first-line responders, veterans, and the local community. And in that process, work towards a community without shame where all those who need support get the help they deserve. Find out more at Navigate Hope on Facebook or navhope.org. Bob, we'll see if the Saints can pull off their win and snap that losing streak in the second half. To everybody else, we will see you next week. Saints Bucks, big one. It's going to be a little bit later in the day, but we look forward to seeing you for the pregame show then. You guys have a good rest of the weekend and enjoy the second half.